Recall your earliest childhood memory. How old are you in this memory? 4, 5? Developmental neuroscience tells us where you do not form episodic memories before the age of 3. Supposedly, memories from before this time are merely phantoms, errors in the brain's memory formation process. Ordinary daydreams mislabeled as fact. This is what the current research tells us. It's important you know this. Bear with me, reader. I will not waste your time with endless foreplay. Here is my story. I am a graduate student studying linguistics. My work often overlaps with that of the neuroscience department, and I have many contacts there. One such contact is the subject of the story. We call him DV. DV is also a graduate student. He studies memory. He uses a procedure called transcranial magnetic stimulation. This procedure uses magnetic radiation to activate targeted portions of the brain. Imagine a magic wand you can point at a cluster of neurons and say, dance, and they dance. 2 months ago, DV asked me to assist him in a pet project he was developing. He's assisted me in the past when I was learning to use an EEG for my research. I owed him a great deal. I had no choice but to help him in his work. DV is what I have instead of friends. I arrived at his lab after hours, as requested. He was waiting by the door. He was wearing his lab coat. It was far too big for his frame, and swallowed his shoulders. He looked so childlike. You ready? He asked. Ready for what? I asked. He had never told me any details about his project. I just need practice before focusing the machine, he said. I'm targeting an area of the brain no one has targeted this device before. I consented. With little hesitation yet, it happily served as my model subject when I was learning the EEG. Academia is built upon an exchange of favors. Besides, this machine doesn't even break the skin. I made myself comfortable as an examination chair. It had leather wrist restraints, but they never used. I was facing a bay window. The lab was high on the campus hill. The night loomed heavy over the orange city lights. A few cars rolled along the highway. Just try to relax, DB said. His breath was minty of undercurrents of gin. Oh boy, where was I? Okay, right. He turned on the magic wand, and I felt the familiar buzz of electricity on my scalp. The vibrations converged on my points just behind my ears on both sides of my head. The points began to burn. My hair stood on end. How do you feel? DB asked. He was whispering. His voice was thick with anticipation. I think he already knew the answer to his question before I could respond. I heard a cry from down the hall. Someone was screaming in the stairwell. Someone was howling like an animal shot for the leg. I heard flesh cracking. I heard tendons popping. I heard a voice choking on words. Someone was vomiting up my name in the stairwell. I think I need to take a break, I said. I tried to turn to look at DV, but felt my hands holding my head in place. I tried to move my hands, but found the wrist straps that had it fastened. How long have I been in here? I asked. No one responded. The moaning in the hall grew closer. Someone was pounding on the doors. They were locked. The door to the lab wasn't. Please turn it off, I said. The current from the machine felt like lightning coursing behind my eyes. The window grew larger. The cars on the road skidded out of control. I watched headlights plunge into the river. I watched headlights career into each other. The city lights blinked out one by one. The darkness of the landscape was so thick I could wade into it. So I did. I was out there, in the void. There was more distance before me than the Earth's horizon provides. I was alone. For a precious instant. The darkness was broken by a man. He was the man from the hall. He was a man without skin. Muscles and sinew all twitching. Veins and arteries all spurting. I could see his heart shrivel in his chest when he looked at me. He was all slaughterhouse. No humanity. He was so close I could smell the rotten meat on his silver bones. To be continued.